This is my handrail that I extended, and I put 3 coats of Minvac. It's called Colonial Maple, I think. That was the paint here. So now I would like to protect it using polyurethane clear satin. Okay, you need to apply it on this piece of wood, and I would like to apply it 3 times. So I just want to show you the process what I'm actually doing here. So I'm using Minvac polyurethane, and for that I'm going to use actually this brush. It's called Trudy White Bristol, 100%. It's a natural white Bristol. I can use actually also there is another one that I used before, but I prefer this because it seems to me it's better quality. You can see how thick is the brush here. A lot of them together, so it fits me better. And I also need 220 sandpaper. That's only after it's dry. I have to actually a little bit sand it, so I will show you the process after that. So the first thing I had to do is, I did already, but I want to show you. The first thing you need to do is to stir it very, very well. Now, you do not need to stir it very roughly because you will create bubbles, and air bubbles. So I already stirred it for like 5 minutes like that. So you can see I stirred it very nicely. And remember, I already stirred it 5 minutes, so that's part of the process. Be careful not to stir it aggressively because it will create bubbles. So let me show you the process. What I'm doing here, I'm taking this brush and put it in. And with the grain of the wood, that is the first coat. Now you have to really use a very good brush to avoid bubbles, air bubbles. I take it back and forward now, but eventually I will make only the last brush. Okay, so a little bit more to be sure. So the last brush I will take. What I'm going to do now, that's the last. And here. So this is done, and remember, if you use a very good brush, you will avoid the air bubbles. In addition to it, do not stir it very rough. So now we'll wait for that for 3 or 4 hours. We'll dry half, and then we're going to put another coat. After I finish with the first coat, I have to go and put it with the mineral spirit. I'm going to put it here to protect my brush. Okay, let's put it here. And then all the polyurethane will get out very soon, will dissolve inside the mineral spirit. Then I will wash it and I dry it. Here after 4 hours, and as you can see, it's really quite smooth. There's no any air bubbles, and everything looks very nice. Now I'm going to take the 20 to 20, and I'm just starting slowly, and very gentle. Okay, is we just remove all the unnecessary material. Between each coat you actually have to sand a little bit. So now I just want to, remember I don't want to touch with my hand, I have to actually have gloves here. Okay, but be very careful because my gloves is not here. Be very careful not to touch with your hand, just take all the remain of the sanding out. Okay, we clean everything. Now I'm going to put this kind of glass just to flip it. Kind of a weird glass, but it's just to flip it. Why I want to actually put a coat here now. One coat is enough here, and then I'm going to put another coat on the front because this place is not really shown. So here, one coat is okay. So let's put the coat. So each time before you use it, you have to stir it. Okay, you have to stir it quite nicely, not aggressively. You don't shake it. Okay, so it's okay because we stirred before 3 hours, 4 hours ago. So with the grain. So I give it the last coat. So that's done. Okay, so this coat here, we just applied like 3 hours ago. It's already dry and it took perfectly. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this, put it here, and I'm going to apply the second coat on this side. Remember the bottom side, I've just applied one coat. And this coat I already sanded with 200, 220. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply another coat. By the way, I'm working without gloves. You should work with gloves. I just finished my gloves. They're not here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is stir it. Every time you actually use it, you have to stir it. Okay, I'm using this brush, the powder brush, which is 100% bristle. Try to go with the grain, so you have always use here. Now the last stroke. So the second coat is finished. Now we actually have to wait 3 to 4 hours to let it dry, and then we're going to apply the third coat. Don't forget to put the brush after you complete it in the mineral spirit here. Take 1 to 2 minutes inside, and then we're going to brush it and put it back. You have to put it back in its cover. That's very important to protect your brush. So now we're going for the third coat. So we already make 2 coats and 1 coat here. We only make 1 coat here. So you can see how it's, we're actually using satin, clear satin polyurethane, but you can still see the light of the shiny or the hallucination of the polyurethane. So before we're going to apply the third coat, we need to take the 220 sanding paper and try to sand it and develop the grain. Then to smooth it, to open it a little bit. Light sanding. After we finish sanding with 220, we take the tack lot flat, okay, and we just remove and clean and remove all the debris from the sanding. If you want to perform the sanding, it's going to be rough. So that's going to be very smooth after you're sanding it with 220. So we finish cleaning it. So now we're going to apply the polyurethane. Before applying it, as usual, we need to stir it. Always you stir, because that's what's waiting here for another, it's waiting for like 5-6 hours already. So it's dry. Remember, this between coat you have to wait at least 4 hours. Okay, the stuff is still properly. Remind you, I'm using the clear. Okay, it's a white Bristol, like 100% natural. Okay. See, I'm starting from the center always, and I'm going to a little bit more. Just make sure that all the polyethylene fill everything here. Nice coat. Now I'm going to give it the last stroke. Slightly. So when I give it the last stroke, I'm actually holding in this on the edge here. I'm not pushing it, I just the edge touch it. You can see the edge of the brush. That will remove all the bubbles. If you have an air bubble, we'll remove them and smooth it. So I finished the last coat. We'll let it dry and I will show you how it looks like afterwards. So here we have after the final coat. It's 3-4 hours moved, so I can actually use my hand now. And I touch it, it's very, very smooth. It's actually a 3 coat here and 1 coat on the back. Only 1 coat or 3 coat here, so you can see the loosenate of the light here. And this polyurethane will protect this piece of wood for many, many years. Besides, it's going to be on the shining look. And it will emphasize the beauty of the wood. That's the way it looks like. Thank you for watching this movie.